Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,410. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are in the Men's Room. On tap today, Ryan Castle joins us from his basement bar studio, and once again, we will sit and spin as we go Hollywood with 10 famous songs with celebrities in the lyrics. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, Men's Room Shot of the Day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorites, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
Pre-recorded, drinkity drunk. All right, here we go. Florida man builds a basketball court and playground for his kids during COVID. Oh, and he built a roller coaster. Meanwhile, 11 Fort Bliss soldiers get sick drinking antifreeze, which hurts more than putting your swanch in a toaster. Just trying to rhyme. 6 arrested after changing famed landmark to Holly Boob. Woman buys banana the size of her arm, and she's going to need some lube. And a 19-year-old in coma for a year wakes up to a COVID world. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, let's go to the fine state of Florida, where a 19-year-old woman threatened to rob a McDonald's after being told that each packet of dipping sauce would cost her an additional 25 cents. She was arrested. In Oregon, a 37-year-old man, he destroyed a McDonald's banner. He attempted to actually destroy the Golden Arches. Why? Because they would not make him 30 double cheeseburgers. We go to Dallas. A man threw a chair over the counter because he didn't like the way his milkshake was made. But wait, there's more. In Wisconsin, a woman ordered a bacon biscuit. She was mistakenly given a sausage biscuit. So what did she do? Well, after she threw the sandwich back through the drive-thru window full of expletives, she got out of the car, walked inside, and pushed an employee into the deep fryer. Now, it's not always customers who publicly lose their crap. In South Carolina, a Taco Bell employee, he assaulted his manager with a hot burrito, which sounds like a sex thing, but literally a hot burrito because he didn't want to work the morning shift. Now, while fast food restaurants get most of the publicity for most of the public freakouts, people losing their minds in public, well, it can happen anytime. It can happen anywhere. Think of all the self-entitled Karen episodes that we've all endured the last few years, right? Women just screaming about this, that, and the other, or stories of, the Ted Smith's father apparently anywhere. If the man was set up, he's going to let you know about it. But that's what we want to talk about today. Fights, freakouts, screaming matches, you name it. Whether it was you or someone else, we want to know who lost their crap in public.
Be part of the big show. Call 206-421-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Well, great balls of fire, Bubba. What happened, Buford? That crazy son of a Sal blew right through that four-way stop on Main Street and plowed into my cowboy Cadillac.
Your what?
My pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure my leg is broken, Ted.
Oh, quit your bitching, Buford, and talk with those side busters at the Advocates Law Firm. When I got busted up last month, well, shoot, they made sure those snakes at the insurance company played fair.
Boy, howdy. Even that creepy so-and-so Kyle earned his keep.
So if you get injured, the advocates get results. AdvocatesLaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Well, the show's and away we go. Welcome to season 16, episode number 3,410. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Oh, man. Guaranteed future repeat. Once again, we welcome in Ryan Castle. We will sit and spin, and today we're going to go Hollywood with 10 famous songs with celebrities in the lyrics.
All right.
Nothing wrong with dropping a name here and there, especially if you maybe know the manager at a restaurant. Restaurants are open, let's say. Walk in there and go, "Is Brad here?" Yes. I got a two-time plate, and he's supposed to hook me up. You know? That's all you got to say. It's always good to know somebody. You know the manager someplace. Got a buddy who works someplace. Well, these artists are just dropping names for whatever reason. Maybe they feel like it'll help them get along in life. Maybe they feel like maybe they can one day meet their heroes. Either way, these are 10 famous songs with celebrities in the lyrics coming up with Ryan Castle as we will sit and spin. And today on the question, we're going to talk about people who lose their crap in public. Maybe you worked a little retail back in the day. You have seen the worst of people. That is an absolute fact. I know, Steve, you were in the back of the kitchen a lot of the time, but I know you heard a lot of horror stories about the front house.
The worst we had, man, right? The customers suck. Not all of you, but you know who you are, right? So you'd hear stuff about customers, but the worst we had, just 3 guys are harassing the bartender to the point that they came into the kitchen to ask for our help removing these guys. Long story short, it ended up in a full bar brawl. It's the only time I've been a part of or seen, like, movie style. Everyone in the bar is thrown down. And what was crazy to me about it, aside from the fact you're in the middle of a bar brawl, most of the people in the bar are regulars and were friends. There were 3 guys that were antagonizing the whole thing. But when the fight broke out, it was everybody. Like, I got punched by a friend of mine. Where we looked at it, like, what are you doing, man?
Let's do it, man.
And, it ended with this giant dude who was one of the main antagonists. And this guy was large, and he was laying waste to everybody. And a lot of people were going after him because he really was kind of one of the instigators. It is a big dude. And I worked with this guy, Carlos. Carlos probably weighed 140, maybe, like 6'1", 140. All right, so people are laying on the ground, they're cradling their faces, blood everywhere, there's broken crap everywhere. And big dude is by the door, but he still wouldn't leave because he's pissed. And he's like, so I'm there. And I'm like, well, I don't particularly want to deal with this gentleman. Carlos is there. And Carlos squares up. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, Carlos, what are you doing, man? And this guy takes a swing at Carlos. Carlos jumps up and drills this guy straight in the face. And this guy, it took him forever to collapse. It was like a slow motion, knees getting all wobbly, and falls to the ground. And we're like, oh, my God. Well, Carlos is also an amateur boxer.
You did not know that.
None of us knew that. I mean, he dropped this guy in a hit. So when all of this is done, we're like, why didn't you start with him? Seriously, like, if you dropped him first, none of this would have happened. But instead, everybody, like, my nose is bloody, people are missing teeth. It was the weirdest thing. Right?
Sure.
And then when these guys left, everyone kind of cleaned up and just sat back down to the bar like nothing had happened.
Yeah. Do you guys have any people in your circle, we'll say that, not always friends, associates, whatever, but you know for a fact that if you are out in public with them, that they will somehow, even though it's not on you, they're going to embarrass you. Or at least I'm going to be embarrassed for you.
Chuck Morset.
On your behalf. And the reason is because just the way you treat people in general is not the nicest in the world.
Sure.
And there's a lot of people I know that come off as rude or a little bit more arrogant as far as how they talk to people.
That's generally the starting point, right?
And like I know if I have to go out with them or be in their presence, it's going to make me feel uncomfortable.
Well, sure.
And to the point where I go up and I'm going to apologize.
In advance or as it's going on?
Whenever I get a chance, whenever I can find that person, whenever the right window is.
You see the guy at the table? He's going to be an a-hole. I am sorry.
Steve and I went to this dinner one night. Maybe it was just drinks. I can't remember. But the guy was just the most obnoxious guy.
Was he with us?
Yeah, we were meeting him there for some kind of work thing, right? And he was,
oh, God. Yes.
I mean, I don't know if you, I don't know what Steve did. If you threw money at this guy at the end of the night, or the girl at the end of the night.
No, I knew her from another bar. So she works around town. It was here in Seattle. And I knew her from another bar. And typically I sit at the bar. Therefore, you get to know your bartenders, right? So we knew each other pretty well, not fantastically, but well enough we knew each other's name. And yes, we are this is supposed to be a business dinner, and this guy
we're supposed to kiss this guy's ass.
And that ain't gonna happen. This guy is the loudest, most obnoxious, and look, I like off-color jokes, but there's a difference. Like, I'm telling you a joke. It's not just the tenor of our conversation, right? And this guy, it's bad. Like, picture the worst sexist movie you've seen from the 70s, but the character's supposed to be that way. Well, he's not acting. He is this guy. And I mean, he's broadcasting all this stuff. And the bartender's bringing us drinks. We're at a table, but the table is affiliated with the bar. So she doesn't say anything. But at the end, we get up, and now we move to the table. We're going, God, I forgot about this guy. We get up.
didn't.
We're now going to go sit down at our actual dinner table. But I walked up to her, and I apologized on his behalf. And she said, just thank you for saying that. He never said anything to her. It's just she could hear everything he was saying.
Because everyone could.
Right, that's the thing.
It was embarrassing.
He wasn't saying it to her, but I just said, man, I'm really... She said, look, I've known you for a couple of years. She's like, you've always been cool. I said, man, and I said, honest to God, and I felt bad because I'm like, honestly, it's the first time I've ever met the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to think we associate in any other way.
And I'm not necessarily just talking about the aspect of being a jackass, but just being just inconvenient to the point of, like, this person's going to send their food back. This person's going to have a very specific, can I get this instead of that, and blah, 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 blah. Just make things way too complicated.
For no reason.
For the 6 people that are sitting there having dinner. And then, of course, ultimately what comes out of their mouth, well, I was a server once.
Like, who cares?
And then you're just like, dude, that does not mean that you have to, like, be a jackass to every single person.
But also, generally, if you worked in the industry, you're not that person.
Exactly.
Right.
And people that work in the industry, problem.
They don't bring it up unless there's some like-minded thing.
Right.
Like, ooh, that's how you guys make that drink? I've heard that a lot. Or when I worked in restaurants, we used to do, but it's a friendly thing. Not, I'm going to, because look, if that's the case, it'll be like walking up to a teacher like, I used to be in school. And they don't want to hear it. They don't even, congratulations, you worked in restaurants.
We'll start with NFL running back Mark Walton has been arrested again.
What team does he play for?
Mark Walton, running back. Come on.
Come on, man.
The Walton train? The Mark man? Mark Walton?
Jesus, I don't know.
Exactly.
The night Grandma Walton, when he hits you, just knocks him out? No. I don't know who he is either.
He was drafted by the Dolphins. He bounced around. He's been arrested 3 times in 2019.
That sounds like who?
He's only 23 years old. This time he lost his mind over a failed Pizza Hut order. Walton allegedly tried to smash a glass window at a Pizza Hut in Miami at around 11 o'clock at night before getting into a fight.
Time adds up.
Before getting into a fight with his cousin, who was trying to restrain the player, according to a report from TMZ. So what triggered the alleged pizza shop meltdown? This is where things get even more bizarre. Walton told cops he was disrespected over the phone by one of the employees, so he apparently went to the shop in person to confront the staff. Now, once Walton arrived, a witness said he flipped out because his order was canceled and started banging on the windows, trying to pull on the door to gain entry into the business to specifically confront one of the employees.
And then do what?
At one point during the madness, witnesses say Walton's cousin tried to physically remove the running back from the premises, but Walton refused to go and attacked the guy instead. I don't know who your cousin is, But if I'm talking about a 23-year-old who's an NFL athlete, who's a running back, my chances are you're probably not going to win the confrontation. I don't know who thinks that they can take on someone of that caliber as far as their athletic ability, but either way, Cousin was going to give it a go. Cops noticed Walton's cousin had obvious injuries, so they called paramedics for him.
Damn.
Walton's cousin refused to explain exactly how he got injured. I don't know. Walton was eventually arrested, booked on charges of trespassing, blah, blah, blah. He's been arrested several times in the last couple of years, including one in 2019 when a pregnant woman accused him of punching her.
Jesus, man.
He was a Bengals fourth-round pick in 2018. But either way, he felt disrespected at a Pizza Hut. So our question, who lost their crap in public? 206-421-ROCK.
People throw around disrespect real easy. You know what I mean? Like, you stepped on my shoes, you disrespected me. It's like, no, I disrespect you because you're an a-hole. I stepped on your shoes by accident. Now what?
I have a question.
Yeah,
and that's like the lowest. Somebody was explaining this to me. My buddy works in like security and stuff.
Yeah.
There's like different forms of like aggression or whatever, but that's like the lowest form. It's just basically like I'm just going to start something to start something.
Right. In high school, that was always the go-to. That was the go-to way to try to get in a fight. You know, so I'd be like, you disrespect me. I'm like, yeah, what are you going to do about it?
How do you earn
I don't
respect inside
you.
a Pizza Hut, though? You know, like if that's your goal. Like,
How
what
do you earn respect by yelling at someone?
You're dropping knowledge on there. Like, I remember the pre-Otsa, man. That was great back in the late 80s.
That's always
19-year-olds looking at you like, I have no effing idea, Granddad.
Yeah, no.
You haven't got any respect for me.
That's always, if you stepped on someone's shoes or if you looked at them wrong, you're disrespecting me. It's like, I'm not. I'm about to.
It's
but
like
I'm
bumping
not
into somebody in a nightclub.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, it's a crowded club.
And it's like, you certainly cannot be this stupid.
Well, he
Or
obviously
this
was not
insecure.
decent enough to the guy on the phone. They already canceled his order. And they're like, we're not even going to send a pizza to this guy.
Yeah, and he shows up and does that, and you go, it's kind of self-explanatory, dog. This is
Well,
not
generally, if you have an interaction with somebody and they're screaming out disrespect, they've been disrespectful to you. You've just kind of let it go.
Yes. Right.
So now they got to scream and yell and this and that.
Oh, the only time I really ever lost my mind was this one time in Baltimore. There was this place that had everything that I thought was all I needed on a takeout delivery service.
All right.
Okay, so they had pizza, they had gyros, they had, I mean, you name it. They
It's just supposed to cut you off.
Yes. So, I mean, I'm fuming over this one, all right? So
It was a solid spot. I mean, it had really good
Everything.
food.
Everything.
And it was like having a food court in a menu.
you want chicken wings? We got chicken wings. You want any kind of sandwich? We got it. We got pizzas. We got gyros. We'll do Greek food. We can do Indian food. Like, you could honestly get curry, a pizza, like a hamburger,
And a Philly
French
cheesesteak.
fries, and a Philly cheesesteak from this place. So I would order from this place with great regularity. Either way, at some point in time, I order whatever my thing is. And I want to say that my total was, let's say it's $27, which I think is pretty close to what the order was. That's a hell of a lot of food from this place. But it was about $27. So I order it. I'm going to pay in cash. The guy comes up to the door, and I hand him a $50. And he says, man, I don't have change for that. And I was like, well, I'm not going to give you the whole $50. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, at this point in time, like a $20 tip, $23 tip to me was just not necessary.
Again, it's a $27 meal.
tip on a $27 meal
I'm
is
not,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not giving you 90%.
So I'm like, look, man, I said, just come back when you have change. And I'm not leaving. I'm going to be here all day.
Right.
If you have another delivery in the area, this is kind of an area where hopefully somebody else is going to order. It's pretty close to the restaurant. Just stop by, man. And, and here, I'll give you the money, give me the change or whatever. He's like, no. And he takes the food and he walks away. He walks away. And I'm just like, my fries are in there. My sandwich is in there. Like, I have the money.
Right.
To cover the transaction. Not like I was going to throw the guy a Benji or something where he was just like, dude, I don't have that kind of change on me. We're talking like, do you got $15? You know what I mean? It's like, I asked him like, I'll give you an $8 tip or a $10 tip. Do you have anything? He didn't have crap in there. So he's like, no, I'm taking the food back. So then I call him out Washington Pizza and Snips. All right. And I'm like, hey, your jackass took my food and he wouldn't take 50. He's like, you are banned from this restaurant forever. I don't know if it was the guy, the delivery guy who picked up the phone. Very well could have been. You know what I mean? But I was banned.
He didn't make it back that quick.
Well, okay, so but at the
He
time,
had to call it in instantly because Miles got banned real quick.
I got banned immediately. And then, so I try to, so, okay, all right. So what do I think? I think, all right, this guy, they know my phone number. You know what I mean? They are going to see that number, and they're either going to pick it up and tell me to go to hell. So I try like a week later. I call up, and the guy's like, banned. All right? So I got my girlfriend with me at the time. And I'm like, baby, you call this place, man.
On your phone, right?
And on your phone. Different phone. Different even area code.
Where's it getting delivered?
My place. So the whole order goes through, all right? It's a credit card transaction. That goes through. What's the delivery address? She gives the delivery address. Banned. Click. I'm like, you sons of bitches. So, okay. My third attempt, all right? All right, my third attempt.
Jeez.
Okay, this is a pretty big...
The food is really good.
The food is really good.
I will vouch for Miles on this.
Look,
you really, really want their food.
It was good. It was real good. It was close. They were fast. It was convenient. I still did nothing wrong. So I think about this technique that I'm going to do. I'm going to go to this place. It was in the backside of like a shopping mall, but it was on a lower level. So they had retail on the bottom around the back. I'm going to go around, where the massage parlors are. Right. Like where you're hidden from the general view. So this is where the sub place was. So I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to order, and then I'm going to go back out to my car and just sit there and wait for the order. Then I'll go in and pick it up, right? I'm thinking, what is the chance of this guy working that time of day, right? So I go up, I open the door, he's standing at the counter, he looks at me and he's like, out. Waves me out. And I'm like, damn it! Damn you all to hell, Mount Washington Pizza Subs! I have a feeling if I called there right now, they just go, because I have the same number, banned.
Oh, guaranteed.
No, maybe I don't have the same number. I changed my number. Maybe I have a shot now. They're just not going to deliver to Seattle.
They're not going to deliver to Seattle.
That's the problem. But God, that pissed me off.
Well, yeah. I can't make
I didn't really tell the guy. I just called him back like, dude, I had $50. The order was $27. You can't just bring back the change at some point in time during the day. He's like, banned. It's like, God.
That's pretty good.
Oh, man.
They stayed on you 3 times.
It was terrible.
Oh, they were serious.
They had,
I've definitely been kicked, asked to leave, or thrown out of a place before, but that's pretty good. 3 attempts, and they're still like, no.
That's how good the food was, though. I mean, it was really that good. Where I was like, I cannot believe, of all places, you know what I mean?
Right, please.
Of all places, you're going to kick me out of the one place that has decent to-go delivery chicken wings. You know, like all these things. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It sucked.
That guy must have just been he just must have been in a mood. To turn around and to call the shop that quick and be like, ban this dude.
We did not witness how Miles interacted. We hear.
Well, that's a good point.
We have heard your story.
And I've heard you have some choice words for people.
Yeah, I'll just say he might be like, that's not how that went down.
I think he was also,
after he called me a mother effer for the 4th time, I said, you know what?
He also might have been offended by the amount of smoke that rolled out the door when I opened it up. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I like throws at. I think his theory holds water.
I'm just saying, if we're like, we understand this happened. What were the words that were said? Because I know the words that you usually use in these situations. I know that,
but face-to-face is typically a little bit different. I might have gone
not with you.
I know that, but I might not.
I've heard those words when somebody told you couldn't smoke past a point.
What'd I tell them?
I'm not going to say.
Okay. My bad. Who lost their crap in public? 206-421-ROCK.
Bro, gnarly. What's up, Taylor? Dude, that nerd in his electric hybrid totally blew the light while texting his yuppie friends.
That's so bogus, bro. Are you hurt?
Yeah, like I can't move my hips, bro. I think I broke my pelvis, man. Dude, no way.
Taylor, you need to drop a dime and talk with the lawyers at the Advocates Law Firm.
No way, can't afford that, bro.
Your crotch is broken, man, and they don't earn any money unless they win your case.
Dude, no way.
You get injured, the advocates get results. Contact them today at advocateslaw.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're in the men's room. 99.9 KISW and KISW HD1 Seattle.
Oh, get ready. Here we go. KISW's 50th anniversary celebration. We're about, a week and a half away from the shenanigans, all the fun. Joined by the band, station alumni on the big names from the Pacific Northwest here. We don't know a lot of what's going to happen that day. We understand we're going to get some surprises, some special guests on the program.
I heard booze and cheesesteaks.
Is that what you got?
That's what I heard. Yeah, lots of surprises. That is what I heard. Yeah, booze and cheesesteaks.
From Mount Washington.
From Mount Washington Pizza.
That would be great. We'll be celebrating all weekend long. Our 50th anniversary celebration will take place on Friday, February 12th.
That is correct.
Celebration lasts into the weekend. Then from there, the celebration lasts all year long as we celebrate 50 years here at KISW. And that's brought to us by our friends at Palace Law. And our question, who lost their crap in public? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, long story short, I was about 10 years old, and I didn't go with my mom on the first trip to Walmart to return her bra, but I had to go back on the second trip because the lady wouldn't return her bra. So, I guess my mom absolutely just got mad because the lady wouldn't return the bra that my mom wanted to return. So, she came home, got me. I had to go to the counter. I'm like, yeah, I'd like to return this bra. The lady was like, well, why are you returning it? It doesn't fit me. I don't know. My mom just sent me in here. Take the money back. Give my money back.
Did it work?
It worked. Well, she wasn't going to tell a little 10-year-old kid no.
Wait a minute.
That would have made her mean.
See, your mom, who obviously wears a bra, says whatever's wrong with the bra is wrong with the bra, wants her money back. The answer is no. You send in a 10-year-old kid who obviously does not wear a bra, and she gave you the money.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Man, my kids are going to start making me a mint.
What is the, ladies out there? I don't know. What is the rule as far as when you go to a place being able to try that stuff on? I mean, like, look, if I brought the bra home and said, look, I wore this with a dress and it was too tight all night and it doesn't fit me and I want to return the bra. Do they say, well, you wore the bra? Like, this athletic supporter started ripping in the seventh inning of our softball game. I'm bringing it back.
But I thought it was just a matter of tag, and I don't know, right? If I bring back a shirt, I guess I just asked for the receipt, but I mean,
my understanding was once you take the tags off, I mean, other than Nordstrom, but a personal item that is more than a shirt or a pair of jeans.
I mean, I try on shirts and put them back on the rack. Couldn't you try on a bra in the place?
Well, it's different than underwear.
No, because I figure anything you cannot legally display in public, that would be the rule, right? So boobs are boobs, but like if your nipples touch the bra, we can't take it back. If I try on underwear,
if I have crabs,
right?
Okay,
and they say, well, they'd be like, dude, we can't take this back. You try it on underwear, or like if I'm at the store, they never say, hey, try on this underwear. You can try on anything else you want. I don't know what the bra. Like if you go to Victoria's Secret, right? And a woman wants to try on like their stuff. I mean,
do they have to do it over the stuff that they have?
But I just think there's a difference between putting something on your genitals and putting it on your breast.
No, I agree.
That's why I asked, because I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. I'm just
like, I wouldn't mind.
I'm saying I can't imagine you could return underwear you've been wearing. Yeah. But it seems like you should be able to return a bra.
Well, but that's a guy's point of view. Right. I mean, like, we're down.
Yeah, I mean, if they have a rack that says all these shirts touch boobs, I'm going to be like, all right, where's the extra large?
Right. Whatever you got. Yeah, I don't know the rule with that, but yeah, I just thought if you took the tag off, like, it was too late. Or, like, if you'd worn it or whatever. Because you hear a lot of chicks say, like...
From my experience, you make sure you return the bras.
Or just buy Nordstrom. I mean, you're going to be able to guarantee you can bring it back.
So they don't question anything.
You can't go wrong there.
Which is crazy. It's like, sir, there's a vomit stain. Yeah, I threw up on it. I'm returning them. Okay.
These underwear have a streak in them.
They weren't there when I bought them.
Who lost their crab in public? 206-421-ROCK. I know I wipe well, sir.
Hello, Juan. Welcome to the men's room.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Hola.
I'm the one that lost it.
Okay.
I was working as a clerk, front-end clerk at Albertson.
All right.
And this guy started talking ass to me, and because, when you have too much money on your till, you have to have a manager come and use a key and stuff.
Okay,
yeah. Like put it in the safe.
So the manager was taking his time, and they started yelling at me and said, nope. So I went after him. They separated me from him, and I chased him outside. Chased him to his car. And but I was only 19 at the time. This is about 23 years ago.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you get fired?
Yeah. After that, then I went and spit on the boss and said, "F you," this.
Okay.
He started yelling at me. I said, I didn't do nothing wrong. It was the manager that didn't go fast enough.
Did the guy end up getting his groceries, Juan?
I don't know. Definitely, I lost it at Costco.
What's that now?
It was your last day at Costco?
I lost it at Costco just recently. Last year, I think when, remember the shutdown, the first shutdown, and they opened everything up a little bit, by little bit. We went to Costco, we got some stuff, and I told my wife, well, put the cart away. So I'm getting in my truck, and I seen this dude put the cart behind my truck. So I'm like, what the hell is this dude doing this? Hey, what are you doing this? I'm taking off. And he said, well, your wife hit my truck with the cart. I said, what? So I asked my wife, I said, what'd you do? So I just put it right there. Like, out of people's way, but I didn't hit his car. So I lost it then and there also.
So what did you do when you lost it?
Well, it escalated pretty quick because this dude thought he was going to talk to me the way he talks to anybody else, I guess.
All right.
But, no, I don't go for that. I ain't a bully. I don't like people punking other people. And so when he started escalating his voice, I was like, oh, here we go. Let's have some fun. But my wife wouldn't let me. She stepped in. She said, no, he's older. So I don't care. How old you are.
See, isn't that the amazing thing, right?
Yeah.
It's dudes.
Female or male.
Until the wife stops you.
Exactly.
Your chest gets all puffed up. Like, oh, turn this guy, and your wife say, honey, don't. Like, okay.
But if it's your cousin, you beat his ass.
It's cousin, you beat his ass. By the way, we have an update on your bra trying abilities.
Okay.
Someone here says, bras you can try on against your skin. Underwear or swim bottoms you try on over your clothing.
All right.
My only problem.
Okay, so now we know.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like a big deal then to return a bra.
So it's just genitalia.
Yeah.
Nipples are cool.
Well,
a million nipples.
I mean, unless you've just had a kid
and you're lactating,
right? The nipple area is going to be dry.
You thought this through,
right? I'm saying like genitals, like stuff.
But I'm not leaking out of. But
stuff comes out of there, man.
If you're lactating, you're lactating. My penis is not in a constant state of dribble. I mean, like, oh, sorry, man.
Maybe you had a little morning fun. I don't know if you watched that thing before you came in.
You do that before you get in the shower.
So it's just a judgment call then. Like,
I'm just saying, like, I was just working it through in my head. I go, all right, but, breasts seem all right. But, like, yeah, I don't want to wear underwear. Like if Miles says, wear this T-shirt, I'm like, cool. But if he was like, do you want to borrow my underwear? I might be like, no.
But there's still, but it has to be direct touch of the genitals then, right? Because you go somewhere and you're trying a pair of pants, it's like it's still up on my inner thigh.
Yeah, the crab.
You know what I mean? Right. It's still on some of my good stuff. It's just not touching my junk directly. But 1,000 guys could have tried this on.
This rule is junk related.
And hopefully when you try on pants, they're not still warm from the person before you.
Hopefully they wore underwear.
See, now that's the thing, right? You don't know who's wearing underwear and who's not. So I understand you can't try on underwear, but you know what? I might just go to the store now, Underwear Free, go Commando, and try on like 8 pairs of pants just to know that it touched my junk. Say, I'm not going to buy these, and they hang.
Yeah, but then when you put them on with underwear, they're going to be tight.
But I'm not buying them. I just want them there so that when the next person who try 34, you try them on to say, man, I wonder if these touch Thrill's penis and testicles, because he said he's going to go on Commando just for that reason. Just for that reason. It's worth it.
Picture me in a pair of 34 jeans.
Right.
They're all way too tight, way too long.
Who lost their crab in public? 206-421-ROCK.
Feet's the other one. Because when you rent a tux, they give you everything except they give you those cheap pairs of socks. Nobody wants socks back or underwear back.
That is true, right? Like nobody's feet, you can, and that's weird, right? So you can touch nipples, but you can't touch someone's toes. As far as what people are comfortable with trying out.
Yeah, unless you're bowling.
And 9 times out of 10, ladies, I'd much rather see your breasts than your feet.
You got to have socks on, though.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yes. Don't you want socks on?
Could you imagine the fungal infection you would get in a pair of bowling shoes?
I want to wear rubber gloves when I bowl, man. Every time I stick my finger in those holes, like, how often are those balls clean?
Never.
Right. So I mean, and
who do you know that's a ball hole cleaner?
I mean, people are scratching their junk. They're eating French fries and just dipping their fingers in there, man. Yeah.
This ranch comes out in your nail.
Yeah. Ooh, that's the next time. I'm trying pants without underwear and start squirting little bits of ranch.
Could you imagine if you did that, put a little drop of ranch
that's what I want to do.
And then throw the ball down the aisle? Talk about a party.
Hello, Josiah. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola.
So the person that went off would be me. Not too proud of it, but I was out hiking with some friends and got a little hangry, so we decided to stop at McDonald's on the way back. And the guy behind the counter got a little irritated because he punched in the wrong order.
Okay.
And looked at me like it was my fault. Well, unfortunately, with me being hangry, it's not a good time to start giving me lip. And there's a line starting to build up, and next thing you know, a sweet old lady was right behind me after, and he messed up her order too, and he just snaps on her. And for some reason, him snapping on her made me snap on him, and I threatened to drag him over the counter and throat punch him and find him in the parking lot. I don't know what happened. There was a pure rage of anger that took over my body and soul.
Did you consider a Snickers bar? I mean, they make the commercials like, you're going to overreact. Just have a Snickers.
Did you get your food?
Oh, yeah. I sat right there inside the restaurant and ate it. To the complete disbelief of my buddy Joe and James, who
I like that, man. That's tough.
And I'm going to stare him down
before the cops come.
I'm going to face him in the seat.
Right.
I'm going to look at him the entire time and mean mug him. Well, I mean a fillet of fish.
Give me two extra sauces.
I was yelling at the manager to, bring that guy back out here and make him apologize to the little old lady for him snapping at her, and I want to see it happen. And my buddies were about 90% sure that the cops were going to be called, and I was like, well, I didn't touch him. I just threatened violence.
Yeah. I think that's safe. As long as you kind of just threaten it and you don't do anything. You say you might be able to do this. You explain that you would like to, but you're not going to. And then I think you're okay.
It depends where you are. Right. I mean, you go to a fast food place in Baltimore, and this is no joke. Threats of violence are part of your order. You know, man, and get 2 cheeseburgers and a chocolate. Say, you better hurry the F up, bitch. F you, watch up. And they're going back and forth. And then when the food's they hand it to them, yeah, bitch, seriously. And that is the norm. That is how it is. Everyone in there threatens to kill everybody all the time about everything. And you get so used to it.
I told you, when I was a kid, we were at the one in Riverdale, Maryland, which is PG County, where I grew up. So it's my uncle, and then, 3 or 4 of us, right? So we're like 10. Right? Now, keep in mind, my uncle's...
It's McDonald's. A big deal.
But my uncle's white. 4 kids are white. And I forget what was going on in the McDonald's between the customers and the guy working. And the guy just looks at my uncle and goes, I'm going to kill some of these ends. But we're like the only white people in there. And he just kind of said it to us. And it's that awkward, my uncle didn't know how to react. I think he just ordered his food and we're like, let's just leave.
Yeah. No, he did the right thing.
But it was going crazy. And the guy didn't mean it meanly. He just Thrill's saying that's just the way it was at those places.
My buddy Leon worked at McDonald's for a year. And every day he came home, he was pissed. Because it would be like serving the mess hall in a prison. That's basically what an East Coast fast food joint is like. Everyone there is an a-hole. It's just loud. There's nothing but threats. But as far as dropping the N-bomb, we were in 7-Eleven, about 2 months ago. Dude walks in, he sees Miles. What's up, man? Miles like, what do I say? I'm like, you're on your own, player.
That was the time for the head up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, head up. Yeah, definitely head up.
Who lost their crab in public? 206-421-RON.
What's cracking?
Hello, Rich. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how you doing?
Hola.
It would have been me. I used to work at Hollywood Video back in roughly 1993. We had this customer. He was a real jerk, and every week he'd rent videos, and then he'd bring them in late, and then he'd argue with everybody until his late fees were dismissed. So I watched this for a while and got tired of it. So I saw him come up the line one Friday night, and so he wasn't in my line, so I stepped over so I'd check him out. So he gets up to the counter. I check him out the videos. I said, okay, these are due back next Friday, blah, blah, blah. And I put in a note on the account that when they're due back. And I said, this guy argues regularly, noted the account. He always argues to get off late fees. So anyways, another week goes by. He didn't bring him back. The following week, I see him coming to the counter and drop him off and walk away. So then I grab the videos. They're late. So another week goes by. He comes back to rent more videos. And I just happened working again, and here he comes. So I kind of, kicked the cashier over and said, I'll take this one. So he comes up to the counter, and I'm waiting for him. He does it every time. So I check out his videos there, and he says, I noticed you got a late fee in the account here. He looks at me and says, no, I brought him back in time. I said, no, you didn't. I said, I checked these out to you. I know in the account that you were supposed to bring back last week. You didn't bring back last week, so I checked him in. Pay your late fee. And all the late fee was an additional rental fee. Pay the late fee, take it for another week. It's not a big deal. But he'd argue over it, and, so he got dismissed. So I said, no, I'm not dismissing your late fees. Pay the late fee or you're not going to rent again. So he starts yelling. So I was like, you know what? You're an idiot. So he starts yelling at me, come on, man, you got a problem. You got the problem. This is Friday night at 7 o'clock in Hollywood Video. The place is packed.
Right.
And I'm in my little tuxedo shirt with a red cummerbund, looking real dark. But anyway, this guy's like about reaching over the counter. I said, come on, let's go. So he says, give me a manager. So I said, fine. So I go grab the manager. And so he starts, the manager starts looking at all the notes and obscenities that I'd printed on his account. So the manager's got kind of looking at his face like, he looks at the guy, looks at the notes up on the account, and he's like, and so he starts deleting the notes before the guy would see it. So the guy starts seeing the look on his face, starts reaching on the monitor. So I block him so he wouldn't see the monitor what I'd written about the guy. So then he starts yelling, and I'm on behind the manager, like, come on, man, pay your late fees. And this guy's yelling at the manager, you guys are, he's just like, you guys are a bunch of jerks. And so anyways, I walked away before I went to blows. And then the guy let him off. The manager let him off and dismissed late fees because I was arguing with him. Anyway, it was all for naught.
Yeah, I got one anyway, man.
Yeah, I know. It's only $3. So
I know. It's just if you do it every time, like, wait a minute, this is his whole MO.
He knows. He knows you're going to dismiss it because you have every single time.
Right. That's exactly.
So
and it worked
there's
again.
no threat. You know what I mean? It's like, look, I'll do what I want because you let me.
God, I used to work at this pizza joint, and we stayed open until 3 a.m. And the reason we did is because where it was located, all the bars closed at 2, and you just got bum rushed, right? And we understood this. And I mean, it got absolutely packed. And there were these two guys that were realized every Friday came in. And so there's 2 owners, and they worked to register. And me and this guy who we called Squirrel, we worked in the back. All right. And it's the 4 of us, that's it. And I mean, we're hustling to get these pizzas, and it's wood fired, blah, blah, blah. And these 2 dudes realized every Friday they would end up going up to we'd watch them walk in because you can see clear into the restaurant. They go up to the owners and say, hey, man, we've been waiting like 45 minutes for our pizza. It hasn't shown up, and this woman would turn like, what are you guys doing? Hurry up, get them there, blah, blah, blah. What'd you guys order? They're running a con. So they got pizza free every week, because we just realized, all right, this is what they do. So and they would always just kind of laugh and wait. So it's just wanted pepperoni pizza, no big deal. Pull out the pizza dough, we put the sauce on, about half a box of kosher salt, a couple of loogies, anchovies. I'm pretty sure you wiped a booger on there, covered it in cheese, put the pepperoni on there. We cooked the pizza, gave it to them. I remember the smiles on their faces in one weekend because they were so successful at their ruse. Didn't think about them again. Well, the restaurant closes. We go outside to take the trash out. There is a single slice of pizza with 1 bite taken out, a gob of spit out pizza sitting next to that, and then the rest of the pizza still in the box sitting next to that. Never came in again.
Nice.
Yeah, we're like, there you go.
Who lost their crab in public? 206-421-ROCK.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.